All right, welcome to the Update 32 preview. First, we're going to talk about the combat preview, and then we will talk about the live stream that ZeniMax did, and we'll kind of go over all the things and my thoughts on that. But we're going to jump right into the combat preview. Okay, so first up in the combat preview, they talk about proc scaling that happened and how critical damage is a little bit heavy right now, and an increase to the hybridization improvements that we've been seeing. So the big things that are coming up is that they're not going to change critical chance. What they're going to do is they're going to cap critical damage and healing so that it is not as strong. This is more of a PvE thing that's going to hurt. Really, it depends on what they cap it at, but it may not actually even make a difference. The thing with proc sets is they're going to allow procs to crit again. So laughing in Hrothgar, I'm sure Hrothgar, and they do say this in the live stream, is that Dark Convergence gets hit with 4 patch notes that we're going to see on Monday. So I'm sure Hrothgar is very similar. Up with that, bursting proc sets like Hrothgar and Dark Convergence, anything that does all its damage in under 4 seconds is going to have a 1 second global cooldown per set. So basically, you're not going to be able to load up 3 different proc sets on a global cooldown, which you have been able to do before, and it is very strong, but you won't be able to do that anymore. So I think that what we might see is a resurgence, weirdly enough, for sets like Reliquant, and we'll see how that goes. That actually may become a very strong set, because with the chance to crit, that is going to be a lot of damage. We talked about the hybridization, which means that all sets that grant some kind of stat or whatever is going to grant the opposite. So if it was Magicka, it's going to give stamina as well. If it's spell damage, it's going to give weapon damage. Across the board is what they're saying. Now, we don't know what this means for the regions, whether that means stamina regen and Magicka regen will be tied together as well. But we do know it's going to be at least weapon and spell damage, spell penetration, spell crit. It may actually not be the Magicka and stamina. We'll have to see. But this is very interesting because it opens up sets like Spriggans and Spinners, which are the exact same thing. But now you're going to have both of them offering both sets of pens. So do I wear both sets and I get all the benefits of whatever one I want to pick for the armor bonuses, and then I'm still going to get a massive amount of penetration. So if I stack both, I'm going to get that huge amount. My penetration is going to be just massive. PvP, that could be a very strong way to go. We will just have to kind of find out. We also are hopefully going to be seeing this on Monday. They didn't talk about it in the live stream today, but the Dragon Knight is getting some love apparently. Last time they said love, we got the stamina ability of Flaming Poop, so we'll hold off on reservations with that because, I don't know. I think the hybridization is a really good thing. I think that it allows players to do more with the choices they're given. I think that this is actually a really good path, and I think that that's something that we should see more of. And so that is basically what we saw in the combat preview post that Gilliam made. There's a lot of good stuff there, but next we're going to look at what was in the live stream. All right, so the live stream had a couple of things in it. There was actually a lot of stuff, but I don't really care about a lot of it, so I'm just going to go over the parts that I think are important. The first being the way that drops are going to work. And I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can. And as I understand it, watching the live stream, I may get some of this stuff wrong. But essentially the way drops currently work is you kill the boss, it has a loot pool, and it randomly grabs something out of it. So when you're chasing, right now, for a lot of people, not myself because I don't care about this piece, but the Infernal Medusa staff, there is a large pool because you have all the weapons for all 3 sets in that dungeon all in that pool, right? So you have a very small chance. What they are changing it to is for the sticker book, your sets page, as you collect sets, those set pieces that you have collected will be dropped out of the loot pool until you collect everything that monster can drop, and then it will go back to the normal standard. It's a random drop. So this will affect dungeon bosses, trial bosses, arena bosses, all that kind of stuff. What it won't affect, as I understand it, is treasure chests, the AP boxes for sets like Mother Sorrow in Cyrodiil, so things where you could basically it. Oh, I got everything except the Mother Sorrow Inferno stuff, so I'm just going to spam this box and get it a bunch of times, right? And then therefore I can sell it and never actually get it and just crash the economy. You're not going to be able to do that. So it sounds like if you can sell the box, yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that you will actually be able to, and I'm thinking about it, is that you will be able to, if you farm correctly, you will be able to farm up to the point where all you get from certain kills is Mother Sorrow's Inferno staffs. This could be a potential way to get a lot of really good farm and gold, but expect a lot of other people to do that and to crash the market in certain areas. So you're going to have to kind of figure out like, oh, okay. And honestly, if you want to get Mother Sorrow, it's going to be a lot easier, right? If you want to get the Medusa Inferno, there is now a finite amount of times you have to run a dungeon or kill bosses in a zone to fill out your sticker book. So that is a really good change. It removes a lot of the RNG. Literally, arenas have a finite amount of times before you collect every weapon, and then you're just doing it for the sets in there as well. So that is a really good change in my opinion. It's an overdue one. It's not tokens, which a lot of people wanted, but I think it's essentially tokens removed with still letting it be RNG, which I get. All right, and now the second big thing that was announced is the armory. So what the armory is if you have PC, if you have add-ons, you've probably used dressing zone or dressing room, and essentially it lets you basically say this is how the build works. I name it, I push a button, it throws everything on there. Now you can only do like skills and sets that you have on you and you have morphs for currently. Right? What the armory does, and this is a furniture piece that will be available for free in the Crown Store, so you can get it for free, is it will allow you to load your set in, give it a name, give it a symbol, all that stuff, but you can set your skills, CP, attributes, your gear, your curse, whether you're a werewolf, a human, or a vampire, and it will then take that and save it. Now, normally some of those things have a gold fee attached to changing them. If you use the armory, the gold fee is gone. Oh, and an outfit. You can also attach an outfit to it, which is cool if you're into fashion, which all endgame is fashion. So this is really great, right? So you go to your house, you go do it. Okay, I'm going to go do PvP. Great. I'm going to go do trials. Cool. I can now switch, and it's free. This is really strong. Now, the really cool thing will be is if it works in other people's houses for you, so everyone can go to the guild leader's house first. Before your trial, you do your pre-meeting there, and then you all switch into your right gear, and then you move on. That's really cool. I think that they said the first 2 slots, which are per character, are free, and then every slot that you add up to 10 will cost crowns. It probably is going to work like, I assume that when you unlock a slot, it's per character, so just because the nature of it. And how the Crown Store works, they try and maximize profit. Shocker. In addition to this, you're like, well, going to the house is annoying. Sure. So why not get an assistant that does all of this outside of the house, anywhere? The only annoying thing is you won't be able to use it in places like Cyrodiil, Battlegrounds, which I understand that. I get that. It would be kind of cool if you were in your base areas in Cyrodiil, you could do it, but whatever. And so, yeah, PvP instances, I think they said timed trials and arenas, so that makes me think that maybe on normal arenas and trials you can use it, but not veteran, and when you're doing timed runs for points. So I think it's a great addition. I think the quality of life that showed up was huge, and it was definitely something that Elder Scrolls is doing very well, and it sounds like that is a direction they're definitely pushing. There was a lot of good stuff that you can see as far as getting gear, with the drop changes and the armory. We're definitely getting what we want. So I've got nothing else at this point. So you guys stay safe out there and enjoy some good old PvP if you can.